Do you want to learn how to be more interesting to women? If you're here watching this video, chances are you've been told that you're boring by a girl, or you think they find you dull. Well, the truth is you're not alone. Most guys struggle with this issue, and it's not entirely their fault. Men today seem to be raised to be boring, and if you don't do something about it, you'll be boring to women for the rest of your life. It's true. But don't worry, we're going to fix that right now. I'm going to share with you the one big mistake that guys make when trying to be interesting with women. Yes, you heard that right. It all comes down to just one mistake. What's this mistake? Well, it's this. Trying too hard to be interesting. Guys spend all their energy on impressing the girl, making her laugh, or showing off their skills. But here's the thing. Women can sense when a guy is trying too hard, and it's a turnoff to them. What's more, it can even come across as manipulative and creepy. So, instead of trying so hard, understand how the female mind works. Trust me, how women can think can be pretty weird. For instance, here's something most guys don't know. That confusing a woman can actually lead to attraction and even emotional addiction. It's strange, but true. So, let me ask you this. Are you ready to stop being boring and start being more interesting to women? Then hit that like button, and I'll reveal a secret technique to help you out. It's something we call the sneaky switcheroo that you can use to be 10x more interesting to women. Click like now and we'll continue, okay? Go on and click like now. Clicked like? Great. Let me continue by asking you this. Have you ever wondered what goes on in a woman's mind when she meets a guy? Well, apparently, she subconsciously asked herself this question. Will I sleep with this guy? And here's what happens next. With most of the men she meets, the answer is usually a big fat no. The reasons can be many. For example, he's too young, too old, too poor, too immature, or simply not her type. You know the drill, right? And that's not all. What happens when you try to impress a girl or make her laugh? Well, here's what. If you manage to impress her, she might think you're too good for her. Also, if you make her laugh, she might just see you only as a friend. So trying to be interesting with a girl can actually backfire on you. But don't worry, there's a solution. The trick is to confuse her. Yes, you heard that right. Confusing her is the fastest way to make her see you as a potential lover. It might sound counterintuitive, but trust me, it works. And how do you confuse her? Well, by using the sneaky switcheroo technique I'm going to share with you next. It's really simple. Imagine you're chatting with a woman you secretly like. In the middle of your conversation, you slip something in that totally confuses her. Let's say her name is Sarah, and you say to her, "Hey Sarah, how's it going?" And she says, "Good, how are you?" And then you use the sneaky switcheroo technique here. You say something like, I never learned how to drive until I was 25. Or, I always put my socks on before my shirt. Or maybe, I have a secret passion for sewing. And something like that is going to make her pause and say, "Wait, what?" Or, "Huh? What do you mean?" And then you go ahead and explain yourself. If you said you never learned how to ride a drive, you can then say, "I grew up in a really small town and never had a chance to learn." Or if you said you have a secret passion for sewing, you can then say, "My grand-auntie taught me when I was a kid, and it's been a stress reliever for me ever since." That's the sneaky switcheroo technique. Easy, right? Now, why does it work so well? It has got to do with how the female mind works. But here's a simple explanation. By confusing her, you make her give you a moment of her complete attention. She won't have her usual defenses up. Instead, she lets them down as she tries to figure them out. And that's the moment where you make the biggest emotional impact on her. Okay, here's the thing. She's not necessarily impressed, and maybe she didn't laugh. And yet she's totally, completely interested and mystified. That's the key. You'll notice her growing interest in your next conversation, and the next one, and the one after that. And, you know what? This stuff just keeps getting better and better. So, after you've used the sneaky switcheroo technique to confuse her and get her attention, your next challenge is to keep her interested. You can't just go all in at once, like throwing too much firewood on a campfire and burning the whole thing down. You need to be gentle and stoke it slowly, adding a little at a time. And to do that, we have another technique called fractionation. It's a verbal technique that goes even deeper than the sneaky switcheroo. With fractionation, instead of just making her interested in you, it makes her feel completely addicted to you. Yeah, you heard that right. With fractionation, she'll be so hooked on you, she'll do anything to have you all to herself. And that's what we want, right? It'll make the relationship so much easier to handle, yes? Imagine if she's the one who's doing all the chasing. Wouldn't that be awesome? Now, the thing is, fractionation is a bit more complex than the sneaky switcheroo. It's a fairly advanced technique, and so I can't really explain it properly in this video. But don't worry, I've got you covered. I'm going to introduce you to Derek Rake, the guy who popularized fractionation. He'll explain it much better than I ever could. At the end of this video, a link will pop up that will take you directly to an online masterclass on mind control. It's taught by Derek Rake himself, and he'll be teaching all about fractionation, a technique that can make you irresistibly attractive to women. You'll learn how it works and how to use it today. So, are you ready to take your dating game to the next level? Click the link and join Derek's masterclass now. Register at that link or go directly to fractionationhypnosis.com. I'll see you there.